Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. One more Christ. Going on, right? All right. Um, questions, comments, put them in the chat. Figure out what we're gonna talk about. Alrighty. All right. Let's talk about Noah. Um, First off, all right. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahushai Barakathum to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Lathum by Shem Yahushai to the sisters. Uh, this is God damn. Just a second. Just a second. Let me change that. Got the wrong title on here. All right, so this is Tuesday's Brotherhood class, right? So like it for the title. Okay, so what we gonna get into today? Let's get it a little bit into Noah. Any comments or anything like that? Just put them in the chat so we can have some dialogue. Um, So what do we know about Noah? What do we know? What do we know about Noah? What do we know about the days of Noah? What do we know that what was like putting ourselves in the situation of what was going on at that time period? What exactly was happening? I mean, what do we read? What do we see? I mean, we see that the earth was wicked, like how we see it now. You know what I'm saying? People on the earth were doing heinous things. I mean, abusing their bodies. Can you get off that with your foot? Thank you. Yeah, you good. Just with your, you gotta move your foot. I mean, people were doing sinful things. They were living in a way that displeased the Lord. Okay, so that's what we know what was going on in the time of Noah. So much so that it repented the Lord for even creating humans. I mean, and that's deep. I mean, the Lord felt a sense of regret of even making humans because of how wicked we were being, how unhuman we were being. You know what I'm saying? Unobedient we were being. The Lord looked at us as, oh yeah, now as unmoral. I mean, all those things. We were indulging into some of those things that you see today. You know what I'm saying? Interracial marriages. I mean, unlawful sex. All those things. You know what I'm saying? And those things led us into, you know what I mean? They led us into a situation where it made the Lord feel like, man, I wish I didn't even create this creation. You know what I'm saying? I wish I didn't even create these people because they just don't know how to act. They don't know what they're doing in life. They just continue to keep on doing the opposite of what they're instructed to do. You know what I'm saying? And they're living heinously, like they're living terribly. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we know what was going on in that time period. So let's get a reading. So we can start off with Genesis 6 and verse 1. And as we go along, just try to get a mental state of this is how it, the things that you see on your day to day. This is an example of how it was in the days of Noah, because when the situation gets so bad, when the Lord has to destroy, like, you know what I mean, you could see that type of mentality that we live with on our day to day, that we see on our day to day. You know what I mean, of how people can take the Most High's laws, statutes, and His records that He left for us, for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Those things that He left for us, and that people can take those things and they can use them to try to, I mean, manipulate and to rob our people. You know what I'm saying? So this type of mentality, this type of mindset is the same thing you see today. You see it in the churches. You see it in politics. You see it in the clubs, in the bars. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see a mentality of people who don't have any type of morality. They just want gain, and they just want to live free. They want a free lifestyle, but everything comes with a consequence. You know what I'm saying? And the way that people were living, that consequence came to our people, well, to everyone on earth swiftly, and in a way that people did not see it coming, right? So you don't want to be one of those people that get caught off guard doing the wrong thing, and you get caught up like those people in the days of Noah. You know what I'm saying? Because at that time period, what were they doing? They were celebrating, cheering, laughing. I mean, being high, being drunk. I mean, having all types of, you know what I mean, terrible, you know what I mean, sexual relations. You know what I'm saying? Doing all types of unnatural things, doing all types of things that is displeasing to the Most High. You know what I mean? And when he looked on earth, he seen Noah and just like, okay, this is a man with morality. This is a man with some, you know what I mean, actual morals to himself, some actual structure. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to build a nation, a world out of this man's legacy, because allowing these people, these wicked people, to continue to keep breeding and making new little bastards, you know what I'm saying? It's just going to continue to keep on making this world even more and more destroyed, right? So let's get into it. Genesis 6 and verse 1. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and they took them wives. So who is this talking about? This is talking about God's people and people, sinful people that are still in the world. You know what I mean? So these men are doing interracial marriages. You know what I mean? They're sleeping with heathen women. They're sleeping with sinful, you know what I mean, women in the world. And they're mixing, you know what I mean, they're mixing nations. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord said that that's a sin. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not supposed to give our sons nor our daughters to heathens. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because it would stop our sons and daughters from following the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So at this time period, this is what majority of the men of God were doing at that time period. So let's keep going. And they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with men, for that he also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years. There were giants in the earth in those days. So giants being, you know what I mean, people assume that those giants in the earth were fallen angels' kids. Like, there were angels that, you know what I mean, fell from heaven and came and lay down with women. As they're saying that the sons of God are the angels, and that they laid down with women and they made giant human beings. That's not what it's saying. It's saying that God's people were having interracial marriages. You know what I mean? And the sons of the and the giants that were on the earth, those were like people you see today, like Joe Biden, Queen Elizabeth. You know what I mean? Drake. You know what I'm saying? Just big celebrities, people who have, you know what I mean, people who have some pull. You know what I'm saying? Those are what the giants are. They're not actual giant people, like people that were like standing like 30 feet tall. And I mean, that's not what it's saying. Okay, so let me see. Let me find out where I left off at. So I can. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. The same became mighty. So like it. The same became mighty men which were of old, men of renown. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth. Okay, so it's not the breeding of angels; it's the disobedience and the interracial marriages in the earth, which was causing God to get upset. You know what I'm saying? Because now his people are being mixed with heathens, which is what he definitely doesn't want us to do. The Lord requires us to be separate. You know what I'm saying? The Lord wants us to be separate. He doesn't want us having interracial marriages. He doesn't want us dealing with people who are not our people. Like it. Is that's static? He doesn't want us. Oh yeah, that static is back. Salaki. It's not that bad though. So yeah, he doesn't. The Lord wants us dealing with our people. He wants us to be separate. That's what that whole scripture is about. Okay, it has nothing to do with giants, people being 30 feet tall because they were intermingling with angels and stuff like that. Like, no, that's not what it's talking about. Okay, so let's see. Let me see. Just a second. Real quick. Let me make sure this thing is working. Okay. So what do we got? We got people who are you got people who are having interracial marriages, which is what the Lord doesn't want. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord is just like, all right, it's time for me to just be done with men. Be done with them. Be done with these people, you know what I'm saying, that I created. Because no matter what, they're always going to have wickedness on their hearts. So, and it says, as God saw that, and God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. So the Lord is hurt by this situation that we are not trying to obey him. He's hurt about that. You know what I'm saying? He's upset. He's angry because no matter what type of path he's putting us on, we continue to keep on wanting to do evil. You know what I'm saying? We continue to want to keep trying to sin. So, and it says that it only evil continually. Like we were, like at that time period, all we wanted to do was wickedness at that time. And let's see, and the Lord said, I will destroy man, whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repented me that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. These are the generations of Noah. So Noah's the only one who, you know, I mean, you got to understand how wicked it was at that time period. If Noah was the only one that the Lord seen fit that actually had some type of morality at that time period. Now we got to think, you know what I mean? Sodom and Gomorrah, hey, Shalom of Christ. Sodom and Gomorrah was some great cities at that time period. But that doesn't mean that they were the only 5 cities that were sinning. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, Salakia. I'm talking. I said Sodom and Gomorrah. I'm talking about the whole world was like Sodom and Gomorrah at that time period. And during that time period, the whole world was like Sodom and Gomorrah. The whole world was doing wicked and evil things, and they were doing it continuously. Like they didn't want to do any type of anything moral. And I honestly, today you see that type of example today. You know what I mean, where people just want to do the wrong things all the time. People want to harm their brothers. People want to have unlawful sex. You know what I'm saying? People want to, you know what I mean? People don't have any type of decency or any law within them, or even know what the laws are in general, or that you even need to follow them. I mean, you have these great million dollar establishments, these big multi-million-dollar establishments that are teaching you that the law is done away with. You know what I'm saying? You got these corporations and this new popular opinion that the Lord doesn't care about you following the law or doing the law, but more so the Lord cares more so about you just being a good person. You can do whatever you want. You can kill your baby. You can have your baby ripped up out your stomach. You know what I'm saying? You can, you know what I mean, go out and get as high as you want. But as long as you're a good person, you know what I mean, as long as you pay your tithes, and then the Lord is with you, and He's going to protect you, and He's going to bless you. So, isn't that an example of what you see in what we're reading right now, where people just want to continuously do evil, people continuously want to do wickedness? You know what I'm saying? You see that mentality today, because look at our people now. You know what I'm saying? Look at the example we just made just now. Like, it's a popular opinion to not serve the law, even though all throughout the Bible, you know what I mean, the Lord is telling you to serve the law. The Lord is telling you to get back into His covenant. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is telling you that He has chosen people. And all throughout, the prophets are saying the God of Israel, the God of Israel, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know what I'm saying? All throughout the Bible. But at the end of the day, we don't know no better, because at the end of the day, if people were to bring us the truth and tell us that they have to live moral, you know what I mean? They don't want to listen to it. They're not going to want to hear that. They want to live the way they're living. They want to do what they're doing. So they have evil continuously on their mind, and they want to continue to keep doing evil. You know what I'm saying? So that's an example of how wicked, and the Lord has to destroy this place. You know what I'm saying? Just because of the simple fact that they are reenacting a mindset, a lifestyle that was just like the men in the days of Noah. I mean, like interracial marriage is like, shoot, it's like the only way for some of our brothers out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, brothers don't even want to even consider having a sister on their arm. You know what I'm saying? Brothers is looking for they looking for the white meat. You know what I'm saying? They not worried about our sisters at this time period. You know what I mean? They're in their minds, they're looking for something that's more submissive and more kind and, you know what I mean, gentle. But all in all, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, that's a plot within all plots, because, you know what I mean, as much as those people were, you know what I mean, getting us caught up in rape charges and, you know what I mean, caught up in murder charges and, you know what I mean, setting us up, making it seem as if, you know what I mean, we were the ones who, you know what I mean, came on to them and we got to get murdered for it because they didn't got caught. You know what I mean? And they trying to make it seem as if we were the ones that was raping them or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's everything but, you know what I mean? But the Lord warns us from all that. The Lord tries to keep us from all those situations, but we choose to keep on dwelling back to our oppressor. And that's the problem with our people at this time period. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep going. So at that time period, the Lord only found one man that he felt like had some morality to him. You know what I'm saying? So where did we leave off at? We had left off at the generations of Moses, and we ain't gotta read the generation. I'll start at 11. The earth also was corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. So, okay, we can go ahead and skim down now. So, let's see. So at that time period, it's pretty much the time period you see today. And this is why this place has to be destroyed. Because you see the mentality on people that are sinning continuously. They're continuously to keep falling short from God's law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? They continue to keep falling short. And not even just falling short, they want to live the lifestyle that they're living. There is no remorse if they mess up. There is no remorse if they fall short. They don't even know what the difference between right and wrong is. Just like you see our people today. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what the difference is between right and wrong. Like, yeah, well, I'll just do this now. Just a second. Like, so yeah, so same thing with our people today. If you put our people into the same situation, look at how destroyed our people are. Look at what we're doing out in these streets and what we're doing out amongst heathens and having a heathen mindset. Like it's no different than it was at that time period. And that's why a lot of people and a lot of places got to be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? And Christ is really going to have to come and set the tone and set the example that the Most High is nobody to be playing with. The Most High is not somebody that you want to sit over here and take as a joke. You know what I'm saying? The Bible says that, you know what I mean, the beginning of knowledge is the fear of the Lord. Okay, so like I can't find this thing. So beginning of knowledge is a fear of the Lord. You fearing the Lord is showing some sense of intellect, some sense of intellect. It's showing some intelligence, because only a fool will sit there and take the Lord as a joke. You know what I mean? Take him as somebody that's just going like, you know what I mean, that got all the patience in the world, and you can just keep on messing up. You can keep on doing all the wickedness you do, and at the end of the day, he's just going to continue to keep forgiving you. You know what I mean? That's not how it goes. The Lord is giving us a grace period to get things right, to set things in order, to actually take him serious. Because if you really fear the Lord and you really have a zeal for the Most High, you really have a passion to want to serve the Most High, I mean, eventually you're going to be led into this truth. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to realize that the things that you've been learning are not of God, are not the same person that you study. And you've seen that he destroyed the earth, and you've seen that he destroyed people and nations because they either, I mean, they either touched and harmed his people, or they decided to disobey anything that he told them not to do. Well, that anything that he told them to do, they disobeyed it. So they had to be destroyed. So you don't see that within a person who's telling you that, oh, this is an all-loving God and he's going to love you as long as you sing and dance and cheer and stomp your feet and run across the building. Like he's going to love you if you do that, regardless of whatever you do. I mean, you understand that that's not the same God. So you fearing him, you know what I'm saying? That shows an act of intellect. You know what I'm saying? Shows an act of intelligence. So let's go to Matthew 24:3. So we seen what it was like during that day of Noah. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said that the whole world was wicked. The whole world was sinning. The whole world was terrible. So when you got a majority, when you have a virus that is pretty much taking over the whole body, you know what I'm saying? It's either going to destroy that person or you're going to have to destroy that virus. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the Lord did. The Lord had to destroy the virus, because all of the majority of the people having majority, but pretty much the whole world was having that mindset of sin in a sinful way was going. It wouldn't matter who the Lord raised up. He wasn't going to be able to, you know what I mean, put everybody in a situation from this one man going against the whole world. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that he wasn't able, because, you know what I mean, the Lord could do whatever he wants. But within it, like I said, you have to destroy that virus. You can't allow the virus to just linger around, or just a little bit of the virus to linger around. You got to destroy it, because what is it going to do if a little bit is lingering around? It's going to come right back and it's going to do the same thing it was doing, destroying the earth again. So what the Lord did was he decided to fix the problem by the snap of a finger, and people regretted the ways that they lived. You know what I'm saying? People regretted the mindset that they had instantly. You know what I mean? And they started to get into a situation when they felt like, okay, I'm better than I need to get it right, but it's already too late. And you don't want to be one of those people in that situation where you feel like, where it feels like it's too late. You know what I'm saying? Don't be one of those people where it's just like, all right, I had my chance and now it's over. You know what I mean? You got to understand, with the signs that we see out in this world today, this is nothing to be playing with. Like, all these signs, it's just like, it's not time to sit here and try to play and be lazy and not want to work, and, you know what I'm saying? I mean, not want to serve the Most High the way that you were serving them when you first heard about this truth, or when you first got into this truth. That fire should be blazing right now. You know what I mean? Especially with all the things that we see, all the things that are happening to this world. You know what I mean? That fire should be at a 10. That same feeling that you used to have when you were first serving, when you first heard about this truth, when you first started getting knowledge about this truth, when you first started to, you know what I mean, get that started to refill that new cup. You know what I'm saying? Get that new knowledge up in you, and get all that Christianity that you learned out of your body, all that Catholic Church doctrine, that Islam doctrine. When you started to understand what the Bible actually really was saying, you know what I'm saying? What the Bible actually really meant. You know what I mean? Not your self-talk. I'm talking about here in this body in the Isupk. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about no other teachings outside of this. You know what I'm saying? This is where you get the actual truth from. And then they'll add on their, you know what I mean, the fake people add on whatever they add on. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean, the real doctrine comes from here. I'm talking about what you felt when you were getting this doctrine here. You know what I'm saying? Not when you got lazy or when you got weak and you felt like, okay, maybe me being over here it will be a little bit better. I'm talking about when you actually got the real truth, real knowledge of the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Because it all starts off here, right? So, so yeah, yeah. Like at this time period, it's not no time to play. At this time period, it's a time period where you want to, you know what I'm saying, get that same zeal that you had when you first stepped up in here and boost that zeal up and bring that boost back. You know what I'm saying? Because when Christ comes back, he wants to see us working. I mean, he don't want to see us just, I mean, okay, you know what I mean? I did the bare minimum while I could at the last time where I was being tested the most. Like, he doesn't want to see that. He want to see you working your butt off because you know that time is coming. Because you know that Christ's return. I mean, it's a lot of more brothers and sisters that need to be, you know what I mean, changed. They need to hear this truth. They need to get this truth in their spirit. You know what I mean? We see it when we go to camp. You know what I'm saying? There's some people who neglect it and regurgitate it instantly, but there's still those some people who will walk up and just get a little listen and be like, okay, so what is this? What is that about? What do you mean by that? I mean, there's still a lot of people that need to get pulled out of this world. And it's our job to get as many people out of the world as possible before it is the time of judgment, before it is the time of the Lord's anger, the day of the Lord's anger. I mean, that's our job. So you don't want to lose that zeal. And then it's a lot of brothers and sisters that we could have, you know what I mean, saved from judgment, and they got to face that judgment. Because at the end of the day, you know what I mean, if we were able and we were capable of saving those brothers and sisters, that blood is on our hands. You know what I'm saying? Because we chose not to put in our full jacket and not to put in our full zeal into this truth. And we just got lazy and got comfortable and just said, screw it. Like, I mean, it is what it is. So at the end of the day, you take in these prophecies that Christ gave us, which are, you know what I mean, what is this? Matthew 24:3. All right, let's get into it. So let's get into Christ talking about the last days. You know what I mean? As a reminder, because we're talking about biblical and present time. We're matching these two things up. The days of Noah and our people today. The way that they live, the way that they move, the way that they have their thought process on how they see day in and day out. I mean, our brothers and sisters that's still in the world that, you know what I mean, continue to keep on living in a lifestyle that is displeasing to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And then you see majority of our people on that. You know what I'm saying? Even with the we have to get to the prophecies right now. You know what I mean? We're going to get to the prophecy that Christ was talking about the days of what's going to happen during the time period when he comes. Right? So let's get into Matthew chapter 24 and verse 3. And it says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. So we see that today. We see plenty of deceiving. We see plenty of religious organizations teaching falsified information that is written in the scriptures. They will blatantly tell you right to your face that Christ was born without a daddy. You know what I'm saying? But the Bible doesn't tell you that. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you right to your face that Eve spoke to a lizard. You know what I'm saying? The Bible's not telling you that. I mean, hey, Shalom, what's going on, sir? You know what I'm saying? So it's up, like it's detrimental that we take heed to what's being said, because this is what people are. They'll tell you that the laws are done away with. The Bible definitely didn't say that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's why it says take heed, and let no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. So a lot of people are going to make it seem as if, you know what I'm saying, I mean, they'll tell you if it's Christ said to do this, and Christ said to do that, and Christ said to do this. Then they'll use that and try to make you do the opposite of what Christ actually wants you to do. You know what I'm saying? But Christ is telling you don't let these men deceive you. You know what I'm saying? He said that there's going to be many that come on up. I mean, and it says, after ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. We already got that right now to this day. I mean, that whole war between Russia and Ukraine hasn't went anywhere. North Korea and I forgot what they call them. What was it? China and it starts with a T, I think. Crap. If you can write in the chat, I completely forgot the name of this damn place. So China, Russia, I mean, America, I mean, all these different places, they're not just warring, but there's rumors of World War III. You know what I'm saying? There's rumors of nukes being dropped. There's rumors of Putin about to send the nukes and everything like that. So we're in that time period right now. Also, that time period has came and went. Like it's already in front of us. We see it today. You know what I'm saying? See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. All these things have to happen. The end is not yet. Okay, so we are not dead yet. Nobody's off the face of this planet. I mean, we haven't had a nuke dropped on us yet. So the end is not yet. But at the end of the day, that's not to take it as, oh yeah, we still got time. That's for you to take it as, okay, that was said for a reason. That was said because that was a warning, like, you know what I mean, it's getting close to that time. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All those things have happened already. You know what I mean? The pestilences, the famines, the food. We see the food shortage right now. You know what I'm saying? The earthquakes in diverse places. That's happening as we speak. You know what I'm saying? All of these things have already came to pass already. And it says, all these are the beginning of sorrows. So it's the beginning of sorrows, which means that it's not going to be the only thing that happens. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be the only thing that happens. It's detrimental that we get into our mode of diligence, into our mode of wanting to get that zeal back up. Because all in all, at the end of the day, it's just the beginning of sorrows. Okay. Okay. So, all right. So, yeah. So that's not it. Let's keep going. So all those things we already see coming to pass already. So is that a reason for you to not take the Lord seriously? Is that a reason for you to be like, all right, well, I'm about to chill now. I done did what I had to do. Now it's about to be over. So screw everybody else. Like, nah, that's for you to get your zeal at 110, because the Lord's on the way, and it's a day of anger. It's not a day of rainbows and kisses. I mean, so we're gonna go to chapter 24 and verse 21. Verse 21. Let me see. Okay, so verse 21 says, "For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christ and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, and so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect." Oh, so you gotta think like that means that there's going to be a rise of something that, you know what I mean, at shoot, something that can actually deceive the elect, you know what I'm saying, out of the truth that the knowledge that we kicking and the truth that we kicking. But even if, honestly, you see that today anyways. That you see today anyways also. Because a lot of people were in this truth who are not in this truth anymore. You know what I mean? You even got Nasty Nate's calling himself the prophet Elijah. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you see that today as well. You know what I'm saying? Where people, I'm not saying that those people are elect, but all I'm saying is that they were brought the truth. The truth was brought to them. I mean, were they meant to stay or were they not meant to stay? Who knows? But a lot of people came into this organization and were not strong enough to stay, whether if it was because a rib left them or whether because they just couldn't stop smoking weed or whatever their reasons were. That's their reasons. You know what I mean? That's between them and the Lord. But all in all, at the end of the day, they were deceived and they led themselves on to being led by false prophets. You know what I'm saying? So now they're in different organizations learning different things that are being taught that are not of the Most High. The Most High is not teaching us to sleep with heathens. The Most High is not telling us to rape little girls. The Most High is not telling us to rape heathens. The Most High is not telling us to to allow heathens in our organization just because they have some type of pigment in their skin color. You know what I'm saying? Like, all in all, at the end of the day, I mean, a lot of people have been hearing this truth and fell short, or just on the simple fact that they just couldn't take the fact of what their husband was doing. You know what I'm saying? They just couldn't agree with what their husband was doing. So because of their emotions, they fell short as well. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people hear about this truth and get the privilege to learn it, and a lot of people fall short. So even that within itself, you know what I'm saying? Even that within itself is happening today. Right? So let's keep going. 34 and 39. Verse 34. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled. Which we see, if not all, majority of those things have already been fulfilled already. You know what I'm saying? Majority of those things have already been fulfilled. So it says, till all these things be fulfilled, heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. But of the day of but of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. So only the Father knows when his day of anger is going to happen. I mean, and he's being real lenient with us right now. You know what I mean? He's being real patient with us right now, because at any time he could have already just ended this off already. I mean, rightfully so too. You know what I'm saying? But he's giving our brothers and sisters a chance to be able to get this truth, to get this knowledge, and to get on track on following the law, statutes, and commandments. You know what I'm saying? Even brothers that fell short, he's giving them a chance to get back into this body and get back on track. I mean, and stop following those false prophets. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's doing. He's giving, like, only the Most High knows when this day is going to happen. And by the signs of what you see with all this, you know what I mean, pedophilia, LGBTQ confusion community, you know what I mean, all this stuff happening, the new alpha male and beta man era, like all these things, all this nonsense that's going on right now, the Lord is being real patient with what he could do right now at this hour. But the only thing about it is the Lord said the Bible's telling you that nobody knows when this day is going to happen. But that's something that you should fear about. That's not something you should take in as like a breath of fresh air. Like, okay, I still got time. Like, you should fear that because you don't know when it's going to happen. It can happen at any time. Christ said he's going to come like a thief in the night. You know what I'm saying? So is that for something for you to take in lightly? Like, okay, you know what I mean, I'm expecting this thief to come in at 2 a.m. on Wednesday. Like, no. You don't know when he's going to come. You don't know if it's going to be in this lifestyle or in this life or the next life. But all in all, at the end of the day, it's important that you live your days out every day as if anything could happen. You know what I'm saying? As if anything could happen. Let's go to verse 42. Let me see. Hold on now. How much did I read it at? And it says, but of the day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, as the day of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So in that time of Noah, they were being real sinful. They were being real disobedient. They were being real ignorant, belligerent. They were having interracial marriages, unlawful sex. They were doing a whole bunch of celebrating and evil wickedness, and all that was on their mind was to do wickedness continually. You know what I'm saying? And in that day, poof, judgment came. You know what I mean? And there was no more. And there was no more celebrating. There was no more yelling and screaming and shouting and, you know what I mean, violence and all this stuff that was happening. More, oh yeah, well, it's my body, my choice. There was no more, you know what I mean? What is it saying? Alternative lifestyles, and there was no more of that. You know what I mean? It all just got wiped away. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. So that's a reason to take heed. You don't know when it's going to happen. It could happen today. It could happen tomorrow. It can happen next week. It can happen in an hour. It can happen in a minute. It can happen in a second. You know what I'm saying? But you have to stay ready. You have to be diligent. You have to want to get out here and do this work. You have to want to get out here and serve the Most High wholeheartedly. You have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't have that zeal, if you don't have that fire, it's easy. Like it's just said in the Bible. It's even, you know what I mean, the elect could get deceived. You know what I'm saying? That's how wicked it's going to get out here. That's how wicked it is out here. Even our own elect could get us deceived out of this truth. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, just like the days of Noah, what happened? You know what I mean? People didn't know what was going on till that door closed in that ark. And then they knew what was going on. Okay, so it says, verse 38, for as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving a marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Just like the days of Noah are going to be just like the days that you see today. Nobody's taking the Bible serious anymore. No one respects the scriptures. No one respects the God in the Bible. Everybody's out here just trying to have a good time, trying to have a cool time, trying to have a very fleshful, lustful time until the doors of that ark close. And then, you know what I mean, judgment comes. So you're not going to be able to see the signs of Christ coming back because they didn't see the signs of the flood coming. They didn't even know what rain was at that time period. You know what I'm saying? They ain't seen rain fall out the sky in that time period whatsoever. They didn't know what rain was. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, this is what happened. You know what I mean? And they took it lightly. And what happened? You know what I mean? Everybody was destroyed. And it hit them out of nowhere. So that's for you to take in heed and stop trying to play prophet. Stop trying to play holy. Stop trying to play righteous. You know what I'm saying? And actually really get out here and do the right thing while you have a chance to do it. Because I don't know, at the end of the day, you're not going to see that consequence happen when the consequence happens. So it's important for you to get on it immediately, ASAP, right? So, and knew not until the flood came. Okay, so that's all said and done. We can good with that one. Let's go down to verse 42. Verse 42. And it says, "Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched, and would not have and would not have suffered his house to be broken. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh." So okay, so you see me in downtown LA. Okay, yeah, we go out there and do camp. You're saying what about Revelations 8 and 9? What exactly are you trying to say about Revelations 8 and 9? All right, give me what you're asking, and I'll go to it right now. What exactly are you trying to ask about it? Are you trying to say, like, are these more prophecies that are supposed to happen? Debate that. Debate the LGBT. Who are the LGBT Israelites? Which ones are those? I don't understand. So yeah, I don't know if it says, okay. So yeah, I don't know about that title right there. Um, just for your title alone, I'm probably not gonna give. Okay, yeah, I kind of figure you was on some BS. Just by your title alone, just shows that you got some type of I mean, it's definitely you because just because of your title. Like, who wants to have a male appendage in their name? Okay, so all in all, yeah, for the answer to your question, you just writing a bunch of precepts. Answer your question. Revelation speaks in metaphor, allegory, metaphors and allegory. So, whatever you're trying to ask, it's not. It's just not literal. I'm pretty sure you're a heathen. Okay, so if you say you see me in downtown and you said we can meet in downtown, why didn't you come up when you see me? You said we can meet up in downtown LA, but you see me in downtown LA and you didn't say anything. You didn't bring any scriptures out. You just let us work. You know what I mean? We kind of be itching for y'all to come up sometimes. You know what I mean? Entertain us a little bit at least. Like you and the precepts that you came up with, they don't really say anything. And you don't even have any knowledge on what you just sent. What you're just trying to do is just throw precepts out there because you want to see what I'm going to say about it. You really don't have a debate that you have with it. You don't want to say your perspective, which is why you just threw the precepts out there. Because I asked you, what are you trying to say about it? And you was just talking about, you just switched the subject, talking about some LGBT, some nonsense. So yeah, you got to be a heathen for sure, for sure. I guarantee you're a heathen. And also, if you see me, then you're also how can I say, you're a coward. You know what I'm saying? You're a coward because you see me, and now all of a sudden over the computer you want to send precepts. Why didn't you come and battle us while we was there? David had more love for a man than he did. Okay, yeah, you don't really understand that precept either. Yeah, you definitely a heathen. So all in all, I mean, you about to get this. Is what you about to get? You getting blocked off a YouTube page, and we'll see you in LA. How about that? I'm gonna allow you to try to be a man and try to come and debate the brothers. You know what I'm saying? Come and debate us. I'm gonna get you off of here because you feel like you a man behind the screen. If you really want to debate, come to LA and debate us. It's just that easy. You know what I'm saying? If you really feel like all these little precepts that you came up with that you didn't want to say your piece on, you didn't want to put your perspective on, you just want to hear my perspective, you know what I'm saying? Come to LA. Come downtown LA. We'll be there. You know what I'm saying? We there Friday or Saturday. You'll see us. And be a man and debate. Don't sit over here and try to ask questions online and make a name into some, you know what I mean, some LGBTQ, you know what I mean, male appendage. Like you got a whole bunch of, you know what I mean, yeah, you got them thoughts on your head. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is come to LA. We'll have the discussion in LA. We got the we'll have the cameras rolling, so you'll get your chance to want to be internet famous. But you know what I mean, be a man first. Don't just try to come on the screen. You talking about you seen me in downtown LA, and you know what I mean, all of a sudden you're here now. Like if you seen me and you felt like I was saying something that struck a nerve or something like that, you should have came and debated your piece. You know what I'm saying? But now you're here online with the Twitter finger. So like I said, before you get this block, we'll see you in LA. All right? Be a man. Peace out. All right. Took care of that. So, yeah. So just like that, you know what I'm saying? Like a heathen just came in and tried to give us a whole bunch of precepts talking about revelations as if what we're talking about is not justifying anything. You know what I'm saying? But the precepts he came up with is justifying everything. You know what I'm saying? It's justifying everything. It's the same person speaking. Christ is in Matthew's and Christ is in Revelations. You know what I'm saying? You probably didn't know that. But all in all, you know what I'm saying? A heathen won't get the slang talk that is in Revelations. A heathen won't understand the metaphorical speaking in Revelations, which is why, I mean, it's important for our people to get in this body and really understand what the Bible's talking about. You know what I mean? And take heed to people who want to, you know what I mean, try to battle. Like, you want to battle online? Like, you talking about you see me in person in LA, downtown LA. I'm pretty sure he's talking about this weekend. You know what I'm saying? But you see me in LA, but you decide to go to our website and not step up to us at camp and state your piece. That's what cowards do. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these people who, you know what I mean, try to teach our people about, you know what I mean, the ways of our oppressor, they're cowards. You know what I'm saying? They're cowards, and they really just want to be heard. They don't really want to be seen. They don't really want to debate. They know where they know that the Most High is in Isupk. You know what I'm saying? They know the Most High is here, which is why they don't ever try to state their piece or they register or their situation as far as the thing that hurt them, that touched them. They don't want to come state that with us. They want to speak about it over a chat when they clearly seen us in person. But anywho, back to it. Salakia for that distraction as well. So we are on verse 42. Matthew's 24 and verse 42. Let me see, Slacky. Okay, so verse 42 says, "Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in so if the good man in the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh." So the Lord is telling you, if he told you the exact day and hour, you know what I mean, of when he's coming, everybody would just like be as sinful as they want to be, and then right on that day where they know that the Lord's coming back, they're gonna try to switch it up. You know what I'm saying? That same week, try to switch it up real quick. You know what I mean? Oh, now we're going to sit in class. Now we want to get in all black. Now we want to serve the Lord. Now we want to do the Lord's work. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord's telling you, just like you're not going to know, just like you wouldn't know if a thief was coming to your house. Because if a dude knew, if a man knew that a man was going to come break in his house at 2 a.m. on Wednesday, September 22nd, you know what I mean? Slogging. Tomorrow is the 21st. Is it? Yeah, tomorrow's 21st. September 21st, you know what I'm saying? 12 a.m. And he would be right in his home right now, locked and loaded, got his family all, you know what I mean, prepared and out of the way, and he's getting ready for war with this thief. You know what I'm saying? Either that or he's getting the police involved, and he's going to have the police involved ready to come trample on this man as soon as he comes in. You know what I'm saying? Well, all know at the end of the day, that's how prepared we should be. We should be prepared as if the Lord is coming back in the next hour, in the next half an hour. That's how we should be living our lives out and getting ready for it. As we've seen within the prophecies of Christ's return. You know what I'm saying? We should already have ourselves locked and loaded and ready to go and ready for this, you know what I mean, situation to happen. That's how we should be. Because all in all, you're not going to know the exact time or the exact hour. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not going to know that, it's best that you stay ready so you don't have to get ready, right? So let's go. What was that, 42? Did we get to 44? That's locking my phone. Oh, goodness. Let me get the actual book. So 44, Matthew's 44, 24, and 44. My phone over here updating for no reason. Okay. All right, so we good. So did we get to 44? Okay, yeah, we got to 44. All right, so we on our last precept, and we end it off. You know what I'm saying? The last precept is going to be Joel 2 and 30. So we keep talking about that day. Now let's get a little description of what that day is going to look like. So let's get to what that day is going to look like. The book of Joel, chapter 2 and verse 30. And it says, "And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire, and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the great and the terrible day of the Lord come. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Lord hath said, and in the remnant whom the Lord shall call. So we got to understand, the war is going to happen before the day of the Lord. That's what it says. It says, before the great and the terrible day of the Lord come. You know what I'm saying? The war is already here, but the war has not really sparked off to a point where it's like reckless yet. The Lord is saying on this day, before the return, you know what I'm saying? Before the return of Christ and the angels, when Christ comes back with those angels and he comes to cause war upon this place, it's going to be bombs dropping, fire, smoke, ashes, so much smoke that it's going to block the sun. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand, keep your eyes on this war also, because the war going to hit you out of nowhere also. You know what I'm saying? People don't warn you if they going to drop a nuke. They're just going to drop it. You know what I'm saying? But once you hear those sirens and hear those trumpets, that's when you know, like, okay, this is it. This is the day of judgment. But there's going to be fire, smoke, bombs, blood before Christ's return. And then right at that time, Christ is coming. But we don't know what day that is. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what hour that is. So it's up for us to get ourselves prepared, get ourselves in tune and initiated with what we're really supposed to do. And that's supposed to be in this body and working. You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be in this body and working. You know what I'm saying? So all in all, you know what I mean? With that, it's like, I mean, just like the days of Noah, it's just like the days you see the day before you. You know what I'm saying? People are off guard. They're being as sinful as they possibly could be. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing as far as being a more moral, righteous person. So they're going to get caught off guard. I mean, and it's our job to try to save as many of our people as we can before they have to endure that judgment. You know what I'm saying? And to save ourselves as well. You know what I'm saying? Because as the days get closer, temptation gets harder to deal with. You know what I mean? Temptation gets rougher, it gets more thicker and rougher to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So we got to save ourselves and we got to save our people. We have to sacrifice ourselves, sacrifice our lives like Christ sacrificed for us. You know what I'm saying? And we have to use Christ as an example of what it really takes to be able to be delivered out of that day of judgment. You know what I'm saying? Because Christ gave up everything, every day of his life to the day of his death. You know what I'm saying? So we have to set that example as well. And we have to give up everything regardless of what type of mood we're in, what type of financial situation we're in. At the end of the day, if you walking and breathing and able to speak to a brother and able to lay on some type of, I mean, if you're able to walk into class and sit down and listen and learn, I mean, just do that. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of whatever you got or whatever you don't got. You know what I'm saying? Get in tune and get really in this fight. You know what I'm saying? Put yourself in this fight. And stop making excuses. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, excuses are not going to save you when it comes to that time of the Lord's judgment. You know what I'm saying? The day of anger. So all in all, you know what I mean, get right and, you know what I mean, put yourself in that situation where you feel like, you know what I mean, I'm prepared for this thief in the night to break in. You know what I'm saying? I'm prepared for this thief to break in because they compared Christ's coming to a thief coming that night. You know what I'm saying? Or not at night, but a thief breaking into your home. It's going to be unexpected, and you don't know when it could happen. But you got to be prepared. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if you're not prepared, what can that thief do? what I'm saying? Not saying that's Christ, but I'm saying, what if there was an actual thief that broke into your house? What is he gonna do? He's gonna take everything from you. You know what I'm saying? So with that, I mean, I'm gonna say shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Barakathum to the brothers. Yahweh Shemar and the thumb by Shem Yahweh Shai to the sisters. Then the water for tuning in.